Welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. We have the 2020 feature, sports with Brian Camp, and entertainment news with DJ Pete. So settle in with coffee in hand, and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, good morning, TGIF. Welcome back. It's another Friday, and we're coming to you live from New York City. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan, and welcome to another edition of the Coffee Hour, where we'll be with you for the next hour. We're here every Friday at this time, and we hope that you stay with us. And in the contents of the show, we're going to engage you in conversation. All you have to do is just chime right in there. You don't need a credit card or a kind of a union card or any kind of card or representation. All you have to do is show up each Friday. And for those of you who have been with us from the very beginning, you already know the protocol. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we welcome you, we thank you, and we hope that you make us your weekly habit as we appear each Friday. Thank you so much for being along with us. We're going to have a great show today. We've got a lot of things coming up. We have our 2020 feature as usual. The 2020 feature consists of Brian Camp, 20 past this hour. He will bring you the latest developments in today's world of sports. He'll be coming in from Charlotte, North Carolina. You'll get to see him. You'll get to meet him. Also, DJ Pete will be here 20 to the hour, his part of the 2020 feature. You'll get to meet him too. He'll be here. And of course, he has music, entertainment, and reciting all of those birthdays of notoriety for all of you people who are watching today. So thank you so much for being along with us. We want to let you know that we're all over the place. We're live on Facebook, we're on YouTube and Instagram too right now. And if you're watching us on Facebook, we would like you at this particular moment right now to tag this show to your friends. You have a lot of friends, I know that. Tag the show to your friends, get them involved, let them come in so they can watch us too, and they can engage in conversation as well as you do too. You can talk to me and you can talk to others who come in as well. For those of you who are on YouTube, we would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the more the merrier. And each time that you we broadcast live or we post a video or something, you will be notified. You'll have a notification popping up right on your computer screen, and you'll see that too. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, thank you so much for being along with us as well. So that's the score, and that's how we handle things. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with the show. And as I always say each Friday morning, what would the coffee hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me while I shoot up. That's delicious. Iced coffee today. I'm in an iced coffee mood today. Coffee is coffee. You like it hot, you like it cold. Today I choose hot coffee. And what is your poison this morning? We've got so much to do today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being along. And those of you who are going to engage in conversation, we would like you to do that. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, please be aware that you can, like I said, engage in conversation, but please be aware we would love you to give us your weather forecast for wherever you are around the world and across the country. Let us know what your weather forecast is today. But if you're living in New York, like where we're broadcasting this show, don't worry about it. I will take care of the weather. I will read you the today's weather forecast. It doesn't look bad for the weekend. And we've got it all for you. And also later on in the program, we have all of those movies that you love so much. You love those classic movies. Well, we have those too from Turner Classic Movies. I have my picks for this week, for this weekend, right? We pick them up during the week and we have them ready for you for the weekend, because we would love for you to get involved. And of course, we would love to add these particular movies and all movies that we bring to you each week to your bucket list of what to do over the weekend. A lot of you are going to be doing a lot of things depending on your weather. If you have inclement weather, it will be a good time to catch up on old movies. If you're having good weather, you're going to be doing a lot of other things. You may be doing some outdoor barbecuing. The summer is just beginning. It's just beginning. We're getting ready to get started. And we hope that you're out there as well. So we'll have all of that coming up for you. I want to say hello to DJ Pete. He's out there right now. Say good morning to him. He's going to be here, as I said, later on, 20 to the hour, with our part of the 2020 feature. And he's going to bring you all of that entertainment news, and of course, reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety. So there you go. You have it all. And it's been quite a week, hasn't it? It's been quite a week. I mentioned it on the show last night. We do our show on Thursday, which I'd like you to get acquainted of too, but we'll tell you more about that later. Talk Back Live. We did the show, Talk Back Live, and we had a lot of things going on. First of all, before we get into all of that, I just want to wish everyone a happy Pride Month. We're in the midst of Pride Month now, so happy Pride Month to all of you out there who are celebrating. Now, getting back to the events, we had a lot of events coming along. And you know, you have so many things that you say and you do. And just last week, we were telling you about the different situations that were going on, and all of the tragedies were going on. And I have more this week too. And I really hate to talk about it. They're all over across the country. The big news, first of all, I want to get, even though it doesn't have it first on the roster here, but I want to mention it first. You heard about the shooting, right? In Maryland. They had a mass shooting in Maryland. And of course, you know, we're just getting over the fact, we're not, well, you never get over it, but you know, we had in Uvalde, Texas, that big shooting in the school, which killed 19 kids and 2 teachers. Well, they're still suffering out there. The parents of these children, some of them are still making arrangements to bury their children or their child. And it's crazy. So you get another mass shooting, this time in Maryland, and they're all over the place. And it just seems to be escalating. It's going up, and we don't even know what to do about it. So that's a little piece of news right there. And we have our problems here in New York too, but we still invite all of you who have desired to come to New York to visit. You want to come here to visit, we really appreciate that. We will have you come to visit, and we welcome you. But don't let what I'm about to tell you change your mind about New York. There's a lot of places to go and a lot of things to do here, and you can bypass a lot of things. You know, we have our problems in New York, just like any other place. And just because you have problems, that doesn't mean other people don't want to come and visit you. You know, it's just that this is the world today, and we're trying to calm down with all of that. Here in New York, the first thing, we had a lady that was pushed on the subway tracks. Now, you heard about me talking about all of these subway tragedies, right? The stabbings and the shootings and all of that. Well, this past week, a lady was pushed onto the subway tracks, but it wasn't underground. It was elevated, up on the L, which, you know, kind of scares me when somebody's on that track, because those grooves lead down to the street, down below. And can you imagine? I mean, I don't want to imagine it, but can you imagine someone being pushed on the tracks and going right through those grooves and hitting the pavement on the street? You know, that's scary. Fortunately, the lady survived, and the man is still on the run, whoever he is. Hopefully they'll catch him soon, because I believe they said allegedly that these two knew each other, possibly have known each other. So the man pushed the lady on the tracks, he left, and so far as I know, he wasn't found. You know, they're still looking for him, he's still on the hunt. And why did he do it? Who knows why he did it? Who knows why people do what they do anyway? Who knows? They just do it. And it's a crazy world. And of course, you know, these problems also escalate, not just in the subway, but it comes up on the surface too. I just remember telling you last week that most people, including myself, would rather ride the bus before they ride the subway at any time. If you can get around riding the subway, you know, you do it, you know, until things kind of calm down with that. And subway crimes are going up. And just this past week too, there was a bus operator who was stabbed. Now see, the crime surfaces. And I just said the buses are safe. Now nothing is safe. The buses and subways are supposed to be safe haven, you know, but the lady, the bus operator was stabbed, I believe, in the shoulder and the abdomen or whatever. I think in those two places, I'm not sure exactly where, but he was stabbed. Fortunately, he's doing fine. He was in a hospital and he's doing fine. And but again, they still didn't find this person yet. With the police department the way they are, I guarantee you these guys will be caught. Sooner or later, they will be caught, if not yet. So, you know, we watch out for all of those things. And of course, we switched to the Bronx here in New York City, where we had a hit and run driver, right? In the Bronx that ran over a 12-year-old girl. Hit a 12-year-old girl as she was getting ready to meet her friend. She was getting ready to cross the street. She saw her friend across the street and she was getting ready to run across the street and the car hit her. She bounced up, legs went up, and she hit the windshield, and then later on rolled over, hit the pavement. You know, she was not crushed or anything. She's doing fine. She's home recuperating right now. She had, I think, about 14 stitches around here. And, you know, it's crazy. So the hit and run driver, what does he do? What does he do? He hits, he stops the car, and then he takes off. Okay, again, he's on the run. They're looking for him, you know. And if you think that these people are going to get away with this, you're wrong. No one gets away with anything. No one. And they'll find them. I guarantee you they will. So again, we have all of those problems going along, and what could I tell you? Okay, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan. Thank you so much for being aboard with us. We're going to be here until the top of the hour. And those of you who are here watching us right now, you're with us right now. We thank you for being along with us. And we want you to stay with us for the whole hour. Now, a lot of you people may be at work right now. A lot of you guys may be at work right now. And some have coffee breaks. You have these coffee breaks. Remember in the old days, we used to have coffee breaks in the office. You get a 15-minute coffee break. They may still have that. I don't know. And if they do, you might want to take that 15 minutes and stay at your computer and watch the show, continue to watch the show. When your coffee break is up, you can stay with us for the duration of the show and kind of multitask. You can watch the show and work at the same time. Don't you just love it? And so yeah, we can do that. And you know, and around the world, since we're in different time zones, we're around the world. Some people are getting ready to go to bed. Some people are ready to leave their jobs for the day, and some people are having dinner or whatever. We're all around the world. So wherever you are watching us, even though it's coffee, and there's no exact time or window where you could have coffee, you could have coffee. Just because we call it the coffee hour doesn't necessarily mean just because it's nighttime over where you are, you can't have coffee. Coffee is for everybody at any time. So excuse me again while I shoot up. Nice and frosty coffee. And as I said, I'm in the mood for iced coffee today. So that's what I have. But you could have whatever you like. So I want to say hello to all you guys over there in Facebook who are watching. Some people are sitting idle, that's okay. Over there, YouTube and Instagram too. Thank you guys for being along with us. Okay, we've got weather that I want to tell you about. And by the way, if you're coming in and you want to conversate with us, as I said, if you're outside of New York, anywhere outside of New York, please feel free to give us your weather forecast. It's not mandatory. That's just something that we like to have and share with others and other things, amongst other things, right? Okay. What we have right now, we have 70 degrees, and it's only after 10 o'clock here in New York City, and we're going to go up. It's going to go up higher and higher, the weather forecast, and this is what we have today. Today is going to be cloudy early with peaks of sunshine, which we have right now. It's going on right now. Peaks of sunshine expected late, and they say late, but it's here now. We'll have a high around 81 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, will be cloudy skies. We'll have a low near 65 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. So far, so good. Everything is dry so far, right? Saturday, it's going to be cloudy. It looks like it's going to be cloudy all day tomorrow, but it doesn't say anything about the wet weather. So we've got cloudy skies, and we'll have a high around 76. Winds will be light and variable, so you can still do some outdoor plans or whatever it is, just as long as it stays dry. For Saturday night, partly cloudy skies, and we'll have partly cloudy skies early, and it will give way to occasional showers later during the night. We'll have a low around 64 degrees, and winds light and variable. Chance of rain will be 30%. So that's kind of iffy. You know, it doesn't have a real big downpour. But here's the kicker right here for Sunday, all right, as we wrap up our weekend. Showers early, then thunderstorms developing late in the day. We'll have a high 71 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. Winds will be 10 to 15 miles per hour, and chance of rain will be 80%. So there's a big percentage of rain there. But look at it this way, it's Sunday, that's the day of rest. And if you're going out to church, take your umbrella with you for sure. And when you come back, you want to stay home, have dinner, and maybe catch up on some movies, things like that. There's always a way to do that in the movies. Now that's for New York only. What is your forecast wherever you are? Repeating our current temperature right now, by the way, is 70 degrees. And we've got sunny skies out there, and everything is looking fantastic. Everything is looking fantastic. We love it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are, wherever you may be, we've got things going on for you. And we want to make sure that everything is fine and dandy. And if your coffee is cold like mine, salute, gindane, huh? Okay. Brian is here. He'll be here. I just see him popped in. And he's going to be here too as well. He's going to do his first part of the 2020 feature. That's 20 past the hour. And that's just in about another 4 minutes or so, maybe 3 minutes from now, 4 minutes, 3 minutes coming along, and we'll have that for you. He's coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina, as DJ Pete will be coming out of Portland, Maine. And so the gang is all here. The gang is all here. We thank you so much for being along with us. Okay, a little bit of grim news in the entertainment field. You heard about that. DJ Pete, listen up to this. I'm pretty sure DJ Pete heard about this too. The founding member of the original bass player of the band Bon Jovi, Alec John Such, you already know about him. He passed away last Sunday, as a matter of fact, last Sunday afternoon. There's no saying what the cause was, but he passed away at the age of 70. Now, it doesn't matter what the cause was. It's always how a person lives. Anyway, he passed away, so Bon Jovi. Also, here's another one, Jim Seals. Jim Seals, already you know who he is, okay? You're in my generation, you gotta know who he is, who is part of the duo Seals and Crofts, right? They made those big hits in the 70s, like Summer Breeze and Diamond Girl. And he passed away Monday. He passed away Monday at the age of 80 years old, 80 years old. And here again, no cause of death was reported at this particular time. If they come along, of course, we'll certainly let you know. And personally, you don't need me for that. It's all up in the news anyway. So that's what we have so far. And so we want to send all of our condolences out to all of the people who have connections with these people who passed away, like their family and friends and relatives, all of the people like that. We just want to send our condolences to each and every one of them. Okay, DJ Pete just popped up with a weather forecast. As I said, I always like to do them from wherever they are. This comes out of Portland, Maine. And DJ Pete has one right here. He has mainly sunny skies, just like us here. Mainly sunny skies. He'll have a high today around 70 degrees, low 55, and winds will be out of the west, southwest at 10 miles per hour. So it looks pretty good out there. And it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic that we get all the weather for it. Now, if you're coming into and you want to get involved in us, please give us your weather forecast around the world, around the nation, wherever you are. I just gave it from New York, so don't worry about New Yorkers. Trust me when I tell you this, that the weather is going to be great, at least most of the weekend. You know, I think the downfall will probably be Sunday, but Saturday will be cloudy again, and but it's going to be dry. So you can deal with that, right? Today is going to be fantastic. We go up to 81 degrees today here in New York City. And rush, 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 rush. Everybody's rushing, right? Everybody, especially New Yorkers, they're always rushing. And a lot of times they're not going anywhere. They rush, 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 and not going anywhere, you know? That's what I'm saying to you. Later on, we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about it briefly. I don't want to get too much involved in it, but you know, the January 6th insurrection hearings are on now. And so they're going to be talking about that. Then, of course, if you'd like to say something about that, we're more than happy to talk to you about that. It'll be something that a lot of people, you know, they want to talk about it. And some people don't want to talk about it. But if you are inclined to talk about it, we'll be more than happy to do that. But before we get into all of that right now, we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the weather is fine. And of course, it's fine here in New York. Brian Kemp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And of course, you know,
I know the Yankees came back and won. Let's get that out the way. Congratulations to Frank Allen's New York Yankees. They did come back with a 10-7 victory. Yes, they made a valiant comeback. Very good, New York Yankees. I want to beat you to the punch and everything. So I want to get that out the way. I want to mention about that thing about in New York City with the bus operator being stabbed and everything. You know, that's dear to me because I'm a former bus operator. I asked Pete to join me on this broadcast also. So if he pops up, can you let him in? But back to the stabbing. Yeah, it was, I don't know the person, but I do know the people who spoke, the officials, the union, and what it is, what they want New York City bus operators to do now. They want to let them out through the back door now. There's a lot of fear beatings, and it's because of COVID, and they were trying to avoid people from coming in and out, and that's where we are right now with this. So bus operator, as far as I know, is doing well. And just to let the people know out there that it's really not only in New York City. This is a nationwide thing. It's getting really crazy. For whatever reason, a lot of it has a lot to do with politics. It has a lot to do with mass shootings. Copycats are all over the place. So just be careful about what's going on right now. So, but good morning to you. Good morning to everybody out there who's listening. Just hope all is well. Hi, Pete. I'm going to get to you in a second. Let me get this here sports going. In the NFL, we have, excuse me for a second. Melody Hobson is set to become the first or become a part owner of the Denver Broncos for the first time. The NFL will have a Black woman as a equity stake in a team. One of the most influential Black executives in the country is a partner of the ownership group. Just struck a deal to buy the Denver Broncos, and she's not going to have a major share, but she's going to have some part of it. The Broncos announced they had reached a deal to be bought by a group of led by Walmart here, Rob Walton, and ESPN reported today that the group included Melody Hobson, the co-CEO of Chicago-based Ariel Investments. Hobson is 53 years old. It's the most powerful, like I said, most powerful executive in the country. In addition, Ariel, alongside co-CEO John Rogers, Hobson also chairs Starbucks Corporation's board of directors and sits at the board of the financial services giant J.P. Morgan Chase, is known as Chase Bank. She is also the spouse of legendary filmmaker George Lucas. If many of you know George Lucas, he is the one that did the Star Wars series and all those other beautiful movies that he did. Made a bundle of money, so they're filthy rich. Washington Commanders football team defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio defended his tweets about the upcoming congressional hearings on January 6, 2021 insurrection, saying he wants to know why there's not a similar energy devoted by the riots in the summer of 2020, as it was he termed that is a dust up of what happened, the attack of the U.S. Capitol. Del Rio tweeted Monday in response to a tweet about the summer of riots, looting, burning, and destructions of personal property in different neighborhoods, never discussed. But this is what he says. He's open to have an open discussion, but he did apologize for saying that it was a dust up of attacking our democracy. This day in sports, June 10th, relief pitcher Joe Nuxhall debuts at 15 years old in 360 days for the Cincinnati Reds. He's the youngest player in Major League Baseball history. He also became an all-star broadcaster too. So he's been around. He was around for a long time. Also, 1972. By the way, that happened in 1944 with Joe Huxell. In 1972, Hank Aaron grand slam home run for the National League with Gil Rogers. He's tied and moves ahead of Willie Mays as the #2 home run hitter of all time with 649. Pete Rose in 1981 ties Stan Musial's National League record of 3,630 hits. Today's birthday is 1947. Frank Allen's your favorite broadcaster, Ken Singleton. Major League Baseball player and sportscaster, was born in Mount Vernon, New York. And 1951, Dan Fouts, an NFL Hall of Fame quarterback, was born in San Francisco, California. Now in the NBA, I'm going to cut this story short. But Pete, I wanted to ask you, this is going to be an interesting night at Boston Garden. I know you live in that area. I like to know what is it like out there right now? I want to get the feel of it. I know that Boston fans out there could be very crazy, very emotional and show a lot of passion and love.
They are. Even as I come, when I travel from Portland, Maine to Boston, Mass on the train, and sometimes it's on a game day with the Red Sox or the Bruins or whoever's playing. People on the train are dressed up coming down to go see the game. So, yeah, I know a lot of people in the Boston area. Boston is a sports city. Four major league teams: football, basketball, hockey, baseball, right there. And most of them are right down, downtown in the city there. So yeah, Boston fans, New England fans, very proud of their teams, very emotional,
very emotional,
in various ways. The old saying is, if you're from out of town, just mingle with everyone. don't silently cheer for your team, but don't be there. And I think that's pretty much true between Boston and New York, because the Red Sox and the Yankees have been
is that why they hate one another for all these decades?
I
the Yankees and Red Sox?
I don't think it's a hate thing. I think it's more of a an arch rival.
It's a competitive hate kind.
Yeah. I mean, I think deep down people will respect others. I mean, as a Boston fan, I respected everyone on the Yankees.
Okay.
But I can't answer for everyone down in Boston. So,
do you think if I were to go to Boston, I know how it is when Boston comes to New York, but do you think if I ever went to Boston in a Yankee attire, would I get out alive?
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would.
Right.
Okay.
I'll tell you, sometimes it hits home. I remember when I went to, and this was local where I am in New York, and I was at Shea Stadium, and I'm down in the box seats. I go to the Mets game, at Shea Stadium when it was Shea Stadium, and I was down there watching the game, and I was getting ready to go to the concession stand, and I look up in the upper decks. I hear a lot of booing, and they were pointing at me because I had my Yankee jacket on, and so I don't know.
At a Mets game?
At a Mets game.
A brother.
Yeah. Well, Pete, before I go, who do you like tonight, and what is your prediction and for the series?
To be honest, I've been so busy, I haven't been paying attention who's doing what. I work in live events and film and TV production and radio, and I've just been going job to job, literally.
Mhm.
So I don't know who's in what right now. You gotta tell me.
Okay, Boston is up 2-1 over Golden State today. Tonight's game is a very important game that could swing one way and could swing the other way. So, all right, that's all I wanted to get you on, to get your perspective on tonight's game in the city of Boston. So, everybody
Yeah.
enjoy your weekend and see you next week.
I'm sure it's going to be a good game there.
Okay, and that's sports, everybody.
Well, all I have to say is go Yankees. I can't say enough. Go Yankees. That was a great game they played last night. I really enjoyed it. So, is that all you have to say? You don't want to give credit where credit is due today? Well,
yeah.
How are your San Francisco Giants doing? What are they doing?
A lot of injuries this year, but I'm not going to make that excuse. Injuries is part of sports. It's part of the game. So I can't make any excuses. It's part of the game. I'm not going to use that excuse that we're having a bad year, but we're holding our own right now, waiting for our good players to come back and get healthy and stay well.
Okay. So
right.
I guess, yeah, I wish all players, because I know what it's like to be injured as a baseball player. So I wish everyone well.
Okay.
Those, especially the ones who get involved in all those injuries constantly. Okay, so anyway, we'll catch you back here next week, huh? How about that?
See you there. Everybody enjoy the weekend. Most of all, be safe and be careful.
And keep smoking.
And keep smoking. Yes.
Take care.
Take care.
Talk to you later. Okay, that's Brian Kemp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And of course, we've got DJ Pete coming up in just a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes. Let me see. Let me put him back in the waiting room. Okay, there he is. We'll bring you right back in just a few minutes, Pete. I just want to move on. And then we'll give you information. Those of you who are just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. No, not Talk Back Live, the Call the Coffee Hour. Talk Back Live is another show for another time. But the name of the show is called the Coffee Hour, and my name is Frank Allan. We're going to be with you until the top of the hour. And those of you who are just joining us for the very first time, we thank you so much for doing so. And we invite you to come back again and again and again. Now, later on in the program too, as well as we move ahead, as I told you, we're going to give you all of that information about the movies and that transpire over the weekend. Okay, my picks of the week from Turner Classic Movies, all of that is coming up. And we want you to hang around for that. Just want to make note too, ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, in the events that are going on, we also have, as you already know, and it started last night, the January 6th insurrection hearings. They're on now. Those of you who are in politics, those of you who don't care about it, well, we just want to inform you anyway that it's happening now after almost 17, 18 months of all of this turmoil. They having insurrections now, and I just learned something. I was like really surprised that William Barr, as Steve Cohen used to call him, Chicken Bar. But that's another story. I had to go back in time with that one. Anyway, he was testifying last night, and he just came to the conclusion that what they call today the big lie was actually a lie, and that he had no reason to believe that the election was stolen. He came out and testified to that, and even his own daughter accepted his defeat. When I say his defeat, some people have different names for him, but I call him 345-666 Beast Incarnate. But his own daughter testified by way of satellite. Now, she wasn't in person, but by way of satellite, she testified to the fact that she accepted that the election was not stolen. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, your own flesh and blood, and then you have Liz Cheney, who's, by no means is a liberal, by no means, but she does the right thing, and she has done the right thing, and not fall into that trap. And so I think these hearings are going to be interesting to watch. I don't get involved in news like for the past couple of months because so many things are going on. We're dealing with so many other things right now, and they're so depressing. And as I look back, we have all of these gun shootings, all of these killings, whether they be on the subway, the bus, or on the ground. In some city, you have these mass shootings in schools and churches. And a lot of these places are supposed to be safe havens for people who want to go to school. Because I remember coming up in school, when your parents took you to school, they could rest assured they can go back home and do whatever to do, clean the house or, watch TV or whatever until it's time to pick you up. And they were assured that everything was going to be fine, and it was fine. We never had a problem. Back in those days, they didn't have metal detectors or anything, no guns, no nothing, no security guards, no nothing like that. They didn't need them. And, again, school's supposed to be a safe haven for children. Just like churches and synagogues supposed to be a safe haven. You see what they did in the past with those, right? People, synagogues were broken into, people were shot up. Same with churches, people were busted into churches and got shot up, and a lot of things, it's in politically, people go into office, whether it's the right or the left, go in these political offices and trash them because they don't believe, just because you don't believe in someone else's views, so, it takes, I don't know, it takes a lot of energy to do that. Wouldn't you rather use that energy on a positive level, just to say, hey, something, let's do something nice for mankind, or let's take care of our kids. Let's donate money to charity or something and make sure that everybody's eating, for those of the people who are having hard times, buying food. We also have the problem. Another problem comes along. We have a problem of mothers, new mothers, newborn babies, having a hard time finding formula. It's just like, remember earlier, it was when you go into your supermarket, the shelves were empty. And it's because of the coronavirus, it slowed things down, it slowed production down, and just people weren't able to get certain things that they needed. It's just like in the beginning of the coronavirus, the very beginning, remember that? It was hard to find things, like the things that you actually needed, like those sanitary wipes, and of course hand sanitizer, and all. People were driving their pickup trucks to the supermarket and ordering them and loading them up in the trucks, and didn't give anyone else a chance to get any. And things calm down on that level now, but you get the idea. It's one of those situations where people are just trying to find themselves. We're all trying to find ourselves. So we've got so many things on our plates. We've got so many things to digest. And one of the reasons, again, while I don't really watch the news as much as I used to, is because it's gotten so depressing, and and I only stay away. I stay on top of news, but I only stay away for a while so I could digest what happened before, because it takes a long time to process things that go on, particularly the mass shootings. It takes a long time to process that. When is it going to end? What are we going to do about it? What are the politicians going to do about it? The mayors, the governors, and of course the president too. You know, what's going to take place. Well, all we can do is hold on and wait to see what happens, and we will do that. But right now, we're going to move on to other things right now. I've got, again, those movies coming along for you. And right now I want to go over to DJ Pete, because he has his part of the 2020 feature, and he's going to talk about people of notoriety, right? Birthdays. What do you got, Pete, today? How's it going? Is he there?
Here, test 1, 2. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, technology at its greatest here. So I got a few names for this week. Let's see. Born June 6, 1939, Gary U.S. Barnes. Gary Lavone Anderson was his legal name. American R&B rock and roll singer, known for his classic hits New Orleans and Quarter to Three. Born June 7th, 1917, Dean Martin. Dino Paul Crosetti was his name. American singer, actor, comedian of Italian descent. One of the most popular American entertainers of the mid-20th century. Nicknamed the King of Cool. And was billed together with longtime friend and comedian Jerry Lewis as Martin and Lewis in 1946. They performed a lot in nightclubs, films, TV shows, and radio together. Let's see. Born June 8th, 1940. Nancy Sandra Sinatra, Frank Sinatra's daughter. She is a former singer and actress, the oldest daughter of Frank, and best known for her 1966 signature hit, These Boots Are Made for Walking. That's a real fun tune. I like that tune. Let's see. Born June 9th, 1934, Jack Leroy Wilson, also known as Jackie Wilson, American soul and rock and roll singer and performer. He was a prominent figure in the transition of rhythm and blues into soul at the time, late 50s into the 1960s era we're talking about there. He was considered a master showman and one of the most dynamic singers in pop, R&B, and rock and roll history, earning the name Mr. Excitement. I'm sure he was pretty excited back in his day. And let's see, Cole Albert Porter, June 9th, 1891, American composer and songwriter. Many of his songs became standards for witty urban lyrics. A lot of the scores found success on Broadway and in film, in movies. And I think that's all I have. There was another day I wanted to add here. I think I might have talked about it last week, but let me find it here. I'm just trying to look up the information. Did I talk about National Donut Day last week, Frank? Do you recall?
Yes, you did, but I didn't get my donuts.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna have to send you some donuts. you never
send me any lobster.
We'll do that one of these days. There's some pretty great donut shops here in Maine, in the Portland area. One of them called the Holy Donut, where the lady who started it is using like potato mash for donuts there. So, and there's some other pretty funky donut places across the country, like out in Portland, Oregon, there was a company called Voodoo Donuts that I've tried some of their stuff, and it's pretty fun. So that's all I have for today, Frank.
Holy donuts!
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
Geez, boy. Uh, gee, and you know something? What's your favorite kind of donut?
I like a lot of different donuts. Um, the I like a maple maple donuts a lot. The Holy Donut has been known to make bacon maple donuts with
Wow.
bits of bacon on it. So, um, yeah, yeah, it's you know, and good old fashioned plain ones are always a fun thing, you know, go to have with you also there.
Wow. Holy donuts.
Hmm.
Okay, birthdays today on my side of the fence. TV journalist Kate Snow is 53 today. Actress Susan Haskell is 54. Actress Elizabeth Harley is 54 as well. Actress Gina Gershon, oh, she's one of my favorites. She's 60 today. Politician Elliot Spitz, or Spitzer. Elliot Spitzer is 63. Actor Timothy Van Patten is 63. The late Janet Vogue. Now, you remember the group called the Skyliners, right? She was the only female participant in that group. She's no longer with us. She would have been 81 today. Shirley Owens is 81. That's actress Shirley Owens. Let's see. Criminal defense attorney F. Lee Bailey. He was the one famous for taking part of the O.J. Simpson trial. He would have been 89 today. The late Don Costa, composer. He composed a lot of songs for Frank Sinatra. 97, would have been 97. And the late Judy Garland is 100, or would have been 100. And the late Prince Philip, 101. And I want to add that Judy Garland's birthday, that just reminds me that, did you know, Pete, that The Wizard of Oz is going back to the big screen? Did you know that?
No, I didn't. They're making a remake of it.
Yep. I would imagine they're going to do all the things that they are supposed to do, reprocessing and, you know, remastering, whatever. I think they're going to do all of that, but it's going to go back on the big screen in the movie theaters.
So wait a second. Is it a remake or are they taking
Oh,
the original film and
the original 1939
okay,
of The Wizard of Oz, it's going back.
interesting, interesting.
It is interesting. And
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to go see it, you know, but, you know,
maybe I'll go see it. I don't know. Depends
yeah, I
what
mean,
I'm doing.
yeah.
So yeah, I put my information in the comment section here. I'm going to post it up on the screen. I'm on WMPG Radio every other Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. to 10 Eastern Time. Most Mondays on radio airwaves, 8 p.m. to 10 Eastern Time. Find me online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Back to you, Frank.
Okay. Well, listen, Pete. It's you know, it's always a pleasure to see you here. You know, that's great. What does it look like for next week? Got any kind of inkling?
Well, let's see. Things are changing so much. I almost sent you a list today because I've been working so much
Yeah.
that I've been neglecting things at home. So,
Oh,
so, so I gotta get things. You know, I got a few hours here before I have to get to work tonight
oh,
for a baseball game. Actually, we have a. I probably mentioned this before, and Brian should know this. We have a Red Sox farm team called the Portland Sea Dogs,
uh-huh.
and they're a great team, great bunch of players. They're the last couple of days, and tonight they're playing a team from Hartford, Connecticut, um, and they're all great players, both teams. You know, watching them, I work a camera for the broadcast there at the ballpark, and it's a good time there.
Mhm.
So
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I don't want to be the kind of person that holds you back from your duties at home, so you better get out of here
yeah,
before your
I
wife
will.
before your wife kills you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nice talking with you, Frank, and shout out to everyone, Brian, and everybody watching today. And have a good day and good weekend, and we'll catch you next week, hopefully.
Okay. Take care of yourself, my friend. Have a good
All
one.
right.
Bye-bye. That was DJ Pete, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, DJ Pete is with us each week, for the majority of the time anyway. He has his part of the 2020 feature, which he just wrapped up. It's always 20 to the hour. He brings you entertainment, news, and recites all of those birthdays, as you already know, of people of notoriety. So thank you so much, DJ Pete. My studio monitor froze up, but I get it, but we're still going on the air live, I'm told. If anybody's out there can see we're going on the air live, but my studio monitor here has frozen. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Just as long as we're going out, the output is going out okay. Okay, just in case you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and it's you and I, all of us together, and we're going to be here until the top of the hour. And we still, let's see, DJ P says we still see and hear you. Okay, okay, so that's good news. That's good news. All right. The freezing of the screen happens every once in a while, but you know you're going on pretty good. So it's just a studio screen. You know. Sometimes they have their little moments, just like everybody has their little moments. Even computers and screens and all kinds of technology, they have their little moments. So there you go. Here you go. Okay, we have a few minutes to go. We have a few minutes to go in the show, and we're going to keep things going for you. And for those of you who are just joining us, please, we have information for you, because a lot of people, when they watch the show, some people, they want to chime in and they want to engage in conversation, which is good. And then those are the other people who just rather sit back and watch it and not participate at all. And that's fine too. But if, by the way, you don't want to express your thoughts or anything, and you'd like to do it by communicating with me, you can do that, because I have an email address and a telephone number, and I want to give it to you. I want to make sure you have it, because I'm a personable person, and this way you can contact me. And if you have any comments, suggestions, and ideas about the show, or maybe even have any questions, we can provide those for you as much as we can. And even if you have any negative comments, that's okay, because we learn from those too. It doesn't matter. You got to be thick-skinned in this business to take negativity as well as the positivity. So we welcome them all, okay? And so my email address, you can do that by emailing me, frankallanprod@aol.com. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N, all right? Forget about the E, there's no E, it's A-L-L-A-N, Frank Allan Prod. Prod is P-R-O-D, that's short for productions. frankallanprod@aol.com. Again, that's frankallanprod@aol.com. I also have a telephone number too, and you can call anytime you like and leave a message. Someone will get back to you, and that will be great. So call us, 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. And you can leave stay 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And you can call it anytime you like and leave a message as well. Okay, so there you go. We have all of that for you. Okay, so as we talked about those movies, of course, Turner Classic Movies. Now, what we do here is we love the idea of adding something to your bucket list for the weekend, because, there are a lot of things to do, I'm pretty sure. And with the summer coming along, there'll be more things to do, in this humid weather. And there'll be barbecues and picnics and street fairs and all of those things that you want to indulge in. And just in case, you want to come home from the evening and you want to watch a great movie, well, we have all of that for you. So I'm going to give you all of my picks for this week, for this weekend. And that's Turner Classic Movies. We're going to start off, we were just talking about it, the movie that's going to hit the big screen, the remake of The Wizard of Oz from 1939, Judy Garland will be there. You can watch it on Turner Classic Movies. All right. before you even go to the movies, right? So we have it right here, Turner Classic Movies. That's on Friday. That's tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland. And also we have The Big Sleep from 1946, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. And that's coming on Saturday. That's tomorrow at 2:15 p.m. Eastern. Big Sleep. And here's something that the last time we saw this was the Memorial Day holiday weekend, but they're going to rerun it again. It's called From Here to Eternity from 1953, starring Burt Lancaster, Cliff Montgomery, and Deborah Kerr. And of course, Frank Sinatra, who plays Maggio. He's going to be in it as well. That's on Turner Classic Movies. You can catch that this Sunday at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. And finally, another thing that you can catch on Sunday, ironically, is the name of the movie, Sunday in New York from 1963. That's Jane Fonda, Cliff Robinson, and Rod Taylor. That's Sunday at 6 p.m. and that's 6 p.m. Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. So you have a lot of movies. That's something to add on to your bucket list right there. And of course, if you also like to look at all of the great movies, movies on demand, they have a chock full of great movies. You know, you can look at it. I check it every now and then because it may be something that I want to see that I haven't seen in a long time, and it happens to be there, and I will watch it. And keep in mind, when they post these movies up there, sometimes they take them down for other movies, but they recycle, they come back in time again. And just in case you missed it, you can check it out. Also, if you are a sports person, you know, and depending on what channel you're watching it, it's right there. If you miss like events or something like that, of course, you're most guaranteed to figure out that it's going to be on demand once again, depending on the network that it's on. All right, so you can check that out. It's all right there. And of course, if you like Lifetime movies, they have an icon for that. You can check out what's available there and all kinds of things. All you have to do is it's all on demand, and documentaries. And of course, you have pay-per-view movies. So listen, you're never alone. There's always entertainment involved. It's right there for you. So let me repeat all of those movies once again. I hope that you will like them. It's The Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland on Turner Classic Movies. That's happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Get the popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks out and get ready to rumble. Okay, and The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. That's on Turner Classic Movies too. And that's tomorrow, Saturday afternoon at 2:15 p.m. Eastern. You have From Here to Eternity, starring Burt Lancaster, Cliff Montgomery, and Deborah Kerr. And that's on Sunday at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. Okay. A lot of people say, why don't you mention Frank Sinatra's name? He was in that movie. Yeah, well, that was a Burt Lancaster movie, actually. And that's when Frank Sinatra, back in those days, you know, he was actually trying to fight to get that part. And he wanted that part so bad that he was willing to do it for free. Okay, From Here to Eternity. And finally, Sunday in New York with Jane Fonda, Cliff Robinson, and Rod Taylor. And that's on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's a nice comedy. It's in color, and you'll love it. You'll love it. So you have all of those movies. And let me remind you that all of these movies that we have for you, that they come along, all of those movies are done in succession. They never overlap each other. That's why I purposely designed it that way, so you can catch every movie that I give you on that particular channel, and they never overlap each other during the time that they come on. So you'll be able to do, and furthermore too, if you don't get a chance to watch it in real time, you could also DVR them. That's the new technology now. You can DVR them, and there you go. It's right there. Okay, so that's what we have for you on the Turner Classic Movies. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun day. The time goes fast when you're having a lot of fun. I know that. But actually, it's time for us to go. But we're going to come back Thursday night. I want you to join me Thursday night. I told you I would mention this. The name of that show is called Talk Back Live. I will be there. from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, and Brian Kemp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He has that information for you, and all of us can conversate together as far as mingling, having what they call verbal intercourse, right? Verbal intercourse. Other than that, I'm going to be back here next week, next Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the coffee hour. You, me, all of us, DJP. Brian Camp with the 2020 feature, 20 after the hour with sports, and 22 the hour with entertainment news. Of course, it's all coming up. Until then, you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistance, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.